When it comes to doing, showing, gonna take some knowing.
Good night, everyone. They say that all superheroes have a kind of a mystery about them. So too is our Virgin Islands superhero, the Honorable Archibald Christian. Fellow Virgin Islanders and friends, I am proud to introduce to you the hardest working territorial at-large representative without portfolio in the history of the Virgin Islands, Honorable Archibald Christian. Archie, as he's affectionately known, is a man who is no stranger to service. He lives by the motto, service above self. His record of service to the community spans several decades. He served as member and chairman of numerous civic, government, and church organizations. He is a past president and founding member of the Rotaract Club of Tortola, past president of the Rotary Club of Tortola, and past president of the BVI High School Parent Teachers Association. When Archie was elected to office in 2011, he was determined to make himself readily available to the people of the territory. He immediately began to keep regular office hours and immediately responded to telephone calls. Anyone in any district could get in touch with Archie wherever he was. He visited the districts regularly and involved himself in the activities of all the districts. He was instrumental in the construction of the West End Community Center's parking lot. He got involved in the maintenance of the Prospect Reef and Purcell Estate planters. He repaired the Station Avenue Well gazebo near the Cultural Center and revitalized and beautified Bargers Bay Beach, also known as Barber Jeans Beach. Archie became known as the Minister for the Cleanup Campaign because he deeply understood the importance of a clean Virgin Islands to the success of our economy. He became the face of the BVI Tourist Board's Clean Up BVI campaign and partnered with the Waste Management Department to remove hundreds of derelict vehicles for proper disposal, as well as participated in coastal cleanups of the territory. Archie assisted constituents territory-wide with tuition, medical expenses, sponsorships, loans, small business support, and donations to school and civic organizations. He never refused anyone that truly needed help. Honorable Christian assisted the other ministers with environmental, education, economic, and health issues. He serves as the chairman of the Interdepartmental Working Group for the implementation of the National Strategy for the Reduction and Prevention of Non-Communicable Chronic Diseases, and is a member of the House of Assembly Standing Orders Committee. He advocated for alternative sources of energy, harsher gun penalties, a green Virgin Islands, true recycling, and the use of helmets by all cyclists at all times. Honorable Archie Christian took his territorial representation very seriously and created initiatives that allowed him to make significant contributions to the development of the territory. Archie's record speaks for itself. He is truly the hardest working territorial representative without portfolio in the history of the Virgin Islands. Archie is a proud husband of Eunice Romney and proud father of two daughters, Rayan and Erin. Please join me in giving an enthusiastic welcome to the ever-concerned, ever-assisting, ever-serving, hardest-working, territorial candidate without portfolio, member of the National Democratic Party at-large action team, Honorable Archibald Christian, or as we call him, Archie the Incredible.
the sign of the family and vote Archie and the NDP team all the way. A man so proud of his country, who ensures the Virgin Islands maintains its beauty, advocating to ensure that we live healthy. He's approachable, helpful, and full of honesty. Vote Archie for this country's stability. Our Virgin Islands will stay clean and healthy. So vote Archie and the entire NDP are together team with courage and integrity. NDP all the way. Vote Archie for this country's stability. Our Virgin Islands will stay clean and healthy. So vote Archie and the entire NDP are together team with courage and integrity. Archie and the NDP, we voted Archie and the NDP, we voted Archie and the NDP, we voted Archie and the NDP.
Take charge, your member at large, Archibald Chris.
Fellow Virgin Islanders, residents, and friends, good evening. We came here this evening and it started off as a very warm night. But I believe that I sense the warmth from you, the people coming from down there. And I truly appreciate your support this evening. I want to say a special good evening to you listening by radio, on the internet, and those of you who will be watching on television later. First of all, let me thank Almighty God for his mercies and kindness towards me. Andrea, thank you very much for that kind introduction. It is an honor and a privilege to be here this evening with the National Democratic Party team, humbly asking for your support and vote to be re-elected to the 3rd House of Assembly on June the 8th. I ask for your vote so that my 12 colleagues and I want to repeat that. I ask for your support so that my 12 colleagues and I can continue the good work that we started 3.5 years ago. That work was started under the leadership of our Premier, Dr. D. Orlando Smith. Over the past 3.5 years, we accomplished much as a team despite the challenges we met when we took office and the challenges we encountered along the way. But with your constant prayers and ours, we overcame those challenges. I enjoyed working with a team of individuals whose primary goal was to improve the standard of living for all residents of the territory. My colleagues and I were and still remain committed to improving the standard of living for all because we believe that no one, regardless of their social, political, or religious status, should be left behind. We strongly believe that BV Islanders and belongers must come first, but our ultimate goal is to create a strong Virgin Islands for all who live and reside here. Over the past 3.5 years, we focused on improving our economy, revising and improving our education system, improving our physical infrastructure, improving our healthcare system and our social services, and protecting the environment. Tonight, 3 of my colleagues, members of the NDP Action Team, will articulate our accomplishments during the past 3.5 years and lay out a clear path for this country's progress for the next 4 years. The Premier already started off. I pledge tonight that I will continue to support our action team with all of their plans to improve the standard of living and quality of life for all. But more importantly, I pledge to you tonight that I will work even harder over the next 4 years to ensure that you receive the best representation from an at-large candidate without a portfolio. This is my commitment to you, ladies and gentlemen. During the past 3.5 years, as an at-large representative without a portfolio, I worked very hard on your behalf, and I want to continue to work even harder. I may not have made the headlines or breaking news as often as some of my colleagues, but no one can dispute the fact that I did work hard. Andre gave you a report of my accomplishments over those years, but I think that it is only fitting for me to repeat to you with some elaboration those accomplishments again. First and foremost, I pledge that I will continue to speak the truth at all times when dealing with your matters, and that I did. I may have offended some persons along the way, but tonight I sincerely apologize if I did. The notion and perception that politicians the world over are not trustworthy is most unfortunate. But tonight I stand here to tell you that I will be truthful and I will deliver to you in my dealings at all times. My passion for keeping the Virgin Islands clean and beautiful was an area that I focused much attention on. This is because I believe that the manner in which we keep and treat these beautiful islands is linked to a strong economy. The 2 main pillars of our economy, tourism and financial services, are very closely linked to our survival, and keeping these beautiful islands clean, litter-free and beautiful must be a very important component of our delivery. In this regard, I was happy to partner with the BVI Tourist Board to launch the BVI Keep It Clean campaign with a series of infomercials and commercials on radio, television, print media, and the online media. The campaign, which still runs, is meant to bring constant awareness and the importance of keeping the BVI clean. I also partner with the Solid Waste Department, now renamed the Department of Waste Management, on a number of public awareness campaigns geared towards educating the public on waste management procedures, policies, and programs. One major component of the campaign was the removal of hundreds of derelict vehicles and boats from throughout the territory of the Virgin Islands, from Anegada to Jost van Dyke. Another was the dumping of bulky items and construction materials in and around dumpsters placed throughout the territory. Undertaking these campaigns was not without its challenges, but we are determined to continue the hard work and will not be deterred. Ladies and gentlemen, a town or city should be a place where people enjoy living, working, and shopping. I worked very closely with the city manager to ensure that our capital remains clean and beautiful at all times. I want to thank the staff under the city manager and the Wickham Ski Authority for their hard work and dedication to keeping the capital clean and beautiful over the past 3.5 years. Your work is and will always be appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2010, the Rotary Club of Tortola, under the presidency of Mr. Percy Roden, undertook the refurbishment of the Purcell Roundabout planter with the rebuilding of the new stone walls and the installation of a variety of new plants. On completion for approximately 1 year, I personally paid for the maintenance of the planter, and upon being elected to the office, awarded a contract for the annual maintenance of the planter. But I did not stop there. I also awarded a contract for the maintenance of the Slaney Hill Roundabout planter to the west of Prospect Reef. Some other infrastructural improvements have also been made in and around Road Town, but there is still a lot of work to be done and undertaken. And for this, I need your support. Ladies and gentlemen, because I am a territorial at-large representative, from time to time, my colleagues will ask me to partner with them on certain projects and programs. This was the case with the member for the 6th District, Honorable Alvaro Maduro Kane, when she wanted a planter between Johnson Gut and Purcell landscaped, and improvements made to the Boggers Bay Beach, also known as Baba Jane Beach. The planter has been enhanced, and the Purcell area is now beautiful with covered benches and plants lining the planter. The installation of benches at Boggers Bay Beach with stationary and folding tables, together with landscaping, has resulted in even more persons now using the beach. I also partner with her in donating religious books authored by Ayanna Hall to the Alexandrina Maduro Primary School and Joyce Samuel Primary School. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your at-large representative hard at work for you, the people of the Virgin Islands, and for our children. In 1994, I was elected the youngest president of the Rotary Club of Tortola. During my tenure, a major community project was undertaken, which was the installation of a safe swimming area in King Garden Bay. During the last 3 years, I received a number of calls from business persons in King Garden Bay raising concerns about the reinstatement of the safe swimming area. I conveyed those concerns to the Minister of Natural Resources and Labor, Dr. the Honorable Kedrick Pickering, and today, as a result of my persistence and advocation for this, urgent attention has been given and the safe swimming area is now a reality in King Garden Bay. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we speak, plans are also on the way to implement a safe swimming area in White Bay Beach in Jost Van Dyke, subject to further meetings with stakeholders. This is what persistence and hard work does. Action speaks louder than words. In 2012, after many years of neglect, a new paved parking lot was completed below the West End Community Center in West End. This was a vitally needed parking lot, as it now reduces the number of cars that would park along the public road when functions were being held at the community center. After 2010, due to storm damage and poor maintenance, the Station Avenue Well gazebo needed much repairs. Thanks to Mr. Ernest Popeye Scatliff, the gazebo roof was repaired and is now fully used by a number of vendors, patrons, and school children. This is action at work. The removal of derelict boats is something that is very dear to my heart. And I am pleased tonight to inform you that the BVI Ports Authority signed a contract with a local company a few months ago to have the derelict boats removed. I further understand that mobilization is expected soon. In addition to the above, ladies and gentlemen, Archie the Incredible, Archie the Large Man of Action, has provided assistance to a number of persons in the following areas: thousands in financial assistance to the youth and the elderly in the territory, thousands in support of small business, thousands of dollars in tuition and education assistance, thousands in medical assistance, thousands spent in financial assistance for community and civic organizations, sponsored numerous sports events to promote sportsmanship and competition, sponsored pageant contestants as a platform for youth artistic expression, advocated and supported programs and events for the differently abled to improve their lives, advocated for the use of helmets by all motorcycle riders and users at all times, solicited major donations for the New People's Hospital equipment drive, collaborated and advised ministers and district representatives on territorial and district projects, and the list goes on and on. Ladies and gentlemen, Archie the Incredible, the at-large man of action, has been working hard for you, the people of the Virgin Islands. During my first term in office, I was fortunate to travel with the Minister of Health and his technical team to Puerto Rico, Panama, and Jamaica to forge relationships that would allow all people to access medical treatment that was otherwise not available here. Those relationships are now yielding good results for the people of the Virgin Islands. I was also fortunate to travel with our Premier and his team to have ongoing meetings and discussions on matters related to tourism and investment opportunities in the Virgin Islands. There is now much more interest by investors wanting to come to the BVI as a result of those meetings. However, airlift and the expansion of the Terence B. Lettsome International Airport is an important component of investment opportunities in the BVI, and hence we must build and expand the airport. During my first term in office, I participated in all standing finance committee deliberations. In fact, in the 2012 deliberations, which produced 2 volumes due to my numerous questions posed, due to my asking about how the monies should be spent, due to me insisting that we need to reduce wasteful spending in government, my colleagues eventually labeled the 2 volumes the Book of Archie. Ladies and gentlemen, I will continue to advocate that your tax dollars are properly spent and not wasted. In 2012, Honorable Ronnie W. Skelton appointed me chairman of the Interdepartmental Technical Working Group in the Ministry of Health. The group comprises of heads of departments from each ministry, as well as statutory boards. The aim of the group is to implement a 10-year plan designed by PAHO geared to creating a healthy Virgin Islands. Its goal is to reduce NCDs and obesity amongst the population. The theme for the BVI is towards a healthier Virgin Islands, and several programs have already been launched involving community groups, civic organizations, primary schools, and government. Meetings are currently held every 2 months, and it is expected that most of our goals will be realized by 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been working hard on your behalf, and I want to continue working even harder when you re-elect me to the 3rd House of Assembly on June 8th. When elected, I pledge to continue to work in the following areas: more education programs involving the youths in all efforts to keep the BVI clean and beautiful. These would involve exposing them to the negative effects of littering and instilling a culture of being responsible for the proper disposal of litter at home and at school. The introduction of separation of garbage at home and school is a program that will produce the next generation of responsible citizens, ultimately resulting in a country that we will enjoy for decades. The introduction of recycling must be given more urgent attention, and government must partner with the private sector for this to happen. I know that there are individuals and special interest groups currently in the territory who wish to be involved in this program, and I am hopeful that the progress can be made over the next 4 years. With the passage of the BVI Electricity Amendment Act of 2015, which now allows for persons to provide other sources of alternative energy, I will be advocating for alternative sources of energy, be it solar or wind, to provide electricity so that you can finally get reduced costs on your electricity bills. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the dream of most Virgin Islanders to own a home, an apartment, or a condo. During our first term in office, we met with several developers who made presentations to the government on affordable housing options to be presented in the BVI. The Minister of Communication and Works has also designed a number of options with financing packages for affordable homes. A consultant with a wealth of knowledge in affordable housing and banking has been identified, and it is expected when we return to office that this program will be advanced to the next stage where public presentations will be made. The issue of young persons having access to land will always be a delicate topic. It is my desire, however, that the process of awarding land to qualified BVI landers and belongers needs to be drastically improved based on a clear and defined criteria and land awarded in a timely manner. Ladies and gentlemen, more attention must be given to the sister islands as it relates to issues on those islands. The 5 ministers must be commended for their regular visits to Virgin Gorda. In particular, however, Antigua and Jos van Dijk must also be given the same level of attention, and I pledge when re-elected to support regular office hours on all sister islands, including with the support of the elected members from the 2nd and the 9th districts. Ladies and gentlemen, during the past 3.5 years, I represented you in the House of Assembly to the best of my ability. I debated just about every bill or motion that was brought to the floor by my colleagues and was pleased to support them. These included bills to strengthen and support our tourism and financial services industry, protection of our environment, support our police force in fighting crime, improving our education system, improving our physical infrastructure, and improving our healthcare and social services. In the essence of time, I will not list the significant bills and motions passed, but would say that I was most happy to debate the recent Firearms Amendment Act of 2015, which many persons in the territory challenge us to pass. During my tenure in the House of Assembly, I conducted myself in a dignified manner because it is what is expected from us. in the House of Assembly. There were instances when I encouraged everyone to put aside party differences and pleaded with all to work with us in the best interests of our country, and this I will continue to do. I will continue to conduct myself accordingly and work with all elected members in the best interests of all people and in the best interest of these beautiful Virgin Islands. I will continue to be Archie the Incredible, the at-large man of action. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, for me, this election is about leadership and who you can trust. I am honored to have been a part of a great team of men and women led by Dr. the Honorable D. Orlando Smith. A man who has restored the confidence of thousands of you at home and the BVI reputation abroad. We can be trusted at all times. The addition of 3 young candidates from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd districts in Shana, Mitch, and OJ, and Bertie in the 9th, makes this the strongest NDT team ever assembled and the best to lead this country for the next 8 years. This election is about the future of our young people, and so we must not compromise on their future. I therefore urge all of you to vote the NDP district candidates from District 1 to District 9 and all the at-large candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to sincerely thank all of you, the people of the Virgin Islands, for your prayers and your support. I want to thank the NDP Youth Movement and the committee to elect Archibald Archie Christian. Tonight, I want to say thanks to my entire family and my in-laws for supporting me in my political journey. My journey to the House of Assembly was not possible without their support, and I would like to publicly thank my dear wife of 31 years, she's a lovely lady. My 2 loving daughters and their husbands. Yeah, my 2 girls got married. And anyone else in my family that I may have omitted during my tenure. I want to publicly thank them for their dedication, love, and commitment during this time, and look forward to their continued support. I love all of you, and God bless you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your humble servant. I look forward to your support and for your vote on June the 8th. I thank you for listening, and God continue to bless these beautiful Virgin Islands. Thank you.
Virgin Islands, when you go to the polls on June the 8th, look for the sign of the family and vote Archie and the NDP team all the way. I'm not so proud.